Hi, it's Barry again. Thank you for coming back to watch part two. As I've told you in part one, I just wanted to make a number of videos concerning my rosacea journey. In this part, I want to talk to you about the initial symptoms that I faced and my trip to the pharmacist and thus after to the doctor, my GP, and how those things turned out. So on the 7th of April 2023, this is when I first realised there's something on my face. Like I first initially thought was quite a bad breakout of an adult acne, and that was just from looking in the mirror. It must have crept up over a number of weeks, but I noticed and I thought, no, that's not right. So I took some photos just to show you. I put them on the paper. That's what it was on the 7th of April, as you can see. So on both sides there, and the first initial thoughts, without understanding what rosacea is, you think acne, you think a form of acne that's broken out, and initially I just thought, well, it's here now, it'll be gone in a couple of weeks. So yeah, just wanted to show you a photo here of that at the time. So I took myself to the pharmacist. Now, he's not going to diagnose you with anything because it's not within his remit, but he initially thought it may be a form of an allergy. I didn't really agree or disagree with him. He gave me some antihistamines, which I took one a day, right up until April the 18th, about a week and a half later. And then at that point, again, I thought, well, these spots haven't gone. They're still here. What do? Took myself down to the GP. So here in the UK on the NHS, it's you can go see your GP. You can get the medications for whatever you need, and I just thought, well, I'll see what he says. He diagnosed me pretty much instantly. He said, what you have is a mild form of rosacea, and I said, well, unbeknown, I said, well, don't you need to do some sort of skin test? He said, no, it's just visual, and that's how it's determined, it's how it's diagnosed. You have a mild form of rosacea, which even in the case of that it's mild, it was still enough, as you've seen from the photograph, when that's not going away, to start causing you problems with yourself, your confidence, your mental health, and you just, how you don't want to carry on walking around like that. So he basically didn't really explain much at all. I did my own homework after that, but it wasn't the best of experiences. I was quite agitated. I was worried and concerned. I thought, is this going to be here forever? Is this going to work? You fear the worst. He was quite cold and blunt, but just said, he said, do you want me to tell you the truth? And I said, yeah. And he said, no, it won't go away. But the cream that I'm going to give you does do its best to get rid of the pustules, the acne of this rosacea. So I left with not the best feeling, but I thought, well, it's been diagnosed. It's better to know than to not, and to just let something carry on and worry about what it may be. But he said, this cream, it can take 4 to 5 weeks and further on to make effect. So upon that cream is just here. I appear to have put it down somewhere, but it's the Rosacea cream, Metro, and it's the same as Metrogel. It's the same stuff that they that they give you. It's just under a different brand name, but it's an antibiotic that you're putting on your face. So, you start to read up when you get home. You start to look at these things. You start to read up what other people are saying. You go on YouTube, you read reviews, and it's not great. And if you're here today watching this video, you'll know that on the whole, people don't really say that Metrogel or Rosacea has managed to really beat their rosacea. There is some reports, good and bad as you get. Some people say it's reduced. I found that it basically, I put it on once at the night and for the morning, that it didn't really get rid of anything. It just dried it out a little bit, but it didn't really get rid, and that was up until 5 weeks later. that I was suffering with this rosacea. I did it for 5 weeks, so I'll talk about that, the effects, and what I went on from there in the next vid. But yeah, that was my initial experiences with the symptoms, with the doctor, and it wasn't great. And then I'd been given this Metrogel and Rosax, and yeah, and I was left still in the same position as I was. All right, thanks.